What's Happening. I'm your host, Paula Hersey, and we're going to do it in Cotuit. By that, I mean I'm sitting here with David Keene from Cotuit Center from the Arts.
Hi, Paula.
Hi, welcome to What's Happening.
Thanks for having me.
I'm really curious. I think that I heard somewhere that the 2015 season at Cotuit Center for the Arts was going to be the biggest and baddest season that you've had in your history.
Biggest and baddest, absolutely.
Excellent.
Yeah, we already have, we have this published trifold calendar that has...
Trifold?
Yeah, trifold. Just
wow.
like, it's sort of like they took a riff on the subway theme
Sure.
from New York. But we have over 350 events already on the schedule for 2015. And it's really exciting for me at the end of any year where we're starting to do the promotion for the next season.
Right.
The diversity of the offerings we have are really incredible, and the quality of especially the concerts and events that we put in between the theater productions, which most people know us for,
Sure.
the theater productions, but there's just some incredible music and special events coming
Okay,
up
well,
this
talk
year.
to me. You know, it's I'm not snowbound anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think, hopefully. So what's coming up on the calendar maybe for the end of February, beginning of March?
Yeah, maybe like next week, maybe like on Thursday, the 12th of February,
Okay.
we open our first main stage production, which is actually an original musical review featuring songs of the 60s. So we have 8 singers in the cast, 4 female, 4 male, with diverse voices. So we'll have everything from sort of the bubblegum era to the really powerful protest songs. There's going to be a little multimedia, so we'll have some video projections included. The show is choreographed, and a lot of our constituency remember last year's production of the music of Burt Bacharach. It was a big, big hit.
It was,
We're
yeah.
bringing it back in the summer, actually. But the woman who produced that, Ruth Condon, is also the producer of this original show.
Oh, awesome.
So what's exciting about it is
Right.
like, you know, the winter doldrums, you can come in, you can revisit all that great music from the 60s, and all of the arrangements are original. The show is original, a really fantastic band. So it's a great way to sort of kick off our season.
Excellent. And folks can look at seating and tickets on your website?
Yep, we have, it's open seating
Okay.
generally, unless you are in our center circle, which is a high level of membership,
Yep.
which gives you preferred, reserved, advanced seating, which is a really great perk for that level of membership. But all of the information about the shows and all of our shows is on the website.
Okay.
And we follow that show. It runs for 2 weeks for 10 performances.
Okay.
And the last weekend in February, we are inviting Cerise Bino to our stage, and she does a program called Black Women in Jazz. And it's an homage to Billie Holiday and
my favorites.
a lot of the, you know, really great, groundbreaking African-American singers, very jazz oriented. And that'll be fantastic.
Oh, excellent.
as well.
And Black History Month obviously works right into February.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then
that
we
sounds
also,
really
I don't know if you are aware that we have a small black box theater that many people who've never been to the center before drive past the property on Route 28, and they think Cotuit Center for the Arts is all housed in that house right on the road there.
Yeah.
Where in fact we have a huge, almost 200-seat theater and art gallery behind that. But we've taken the living room of that house, and we have a 25-seat black box theater where we have productions running year-round there as well.
Oh.
So next week we are opening Harold Pinter's play, The Dumbwaiter, which is a 2-person play, a little bit edgy,
Yep.
that will be in that space. And then following that, John Williams is going to be directing a production of Oleana, which is a David Mamet 2-person play that's very intense. So we often have a lot of really almost uncomfortable, edgy theater going like right in your face.
Theater is really about those black box theaters. You're literally in the performance.
Literally in the performance. You're this far away from the actors.
Wow.
So we like to think that there's something for everyone year round.
Great, and as we come through the year here, the spring, it just keeps going.
It keeps going,
Right.
and we have actually this. When I showed you the brochure,
Right.
let us entertain, educate, illuminate, inspire you. Those are basically parts of our mission. But we chose this year, let us entertain you, as our marketing hook for everything we're going to do in the entire season.
Right.
It's a lyric from the musical Gypsy. And Gypsy is going to be the big summer blockbuster. We're running the entire month of July. I think it's something like 24 performances,
Oh my
more
goodness.
performances than we've ever done. It's music that everyone loves. So, you know, we kind of want to take that little hook through the year.
That's awesome. And you're producing a kind of like a little magazine now as well with lots of information about the center, I would imagine, classes for art and things like that.
Yep,
And
we run about 175 classes a year, and I know that
Wow.
you'll probably have Lenore Lyons, our
Yep.
education director, on the show at some point.
Yep.
All of that information is on the website. This is actually our program. When you come to the center for any event, you'll get a copy of this.
Great.
And it went from a 5-page mimeographed program that you would get when you typically go
Right.
to a community theater
Sure.
to what we have now, which is a full magazine. It has editorial content. We do all of this in-house. Yeah,
Wow.
and we do it 3 times a year. It has all of the programming that we're doing, but it also gives you a little bit of insight into the creative process.
Yep.
You know, like what goes behind the thought process of building a set, or we spotlight some of our volunteers, or we may profile a board member, a particular art show, or an
Yeah.
artist that is local.
yeah,
that kind
you
of
have an
thing.
art show going on right now.
Right now we have one of my favorite shows, which is the annual Arts Foundation show. And the Arts Foundation of Cape Cod curate a show every year with a specific theme. And through the course of January and February, we pretty much have all of the school children, elementary school and some high school, bust in for individual tours with an expert.
Cool.
One of the artists whose work is featured will profile his or her work, talk to the kids about it. They get a tour of the whole art exhibition and then do their own art project.
Oh, nice.
And all of the work in this show is hung a foot lower than it would normally be hung. So
For
it's
the little
actually
kids.
for the little kids. Yeah, it's
That
really
is
fantastic.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to go.
It's great. It's great. One of my favorite stories of all time revolves around this show a couple of years ago. I happened to be the only person on the campus. It was about 6 or 7 o'clock one weeknight in the winter, and I was just turning out all the lights in the main building, and a car drove by, and the window came down, and there was two parents in the car, and asked if the gallery was open, and I apologized that we weren't, and they said, oh, our daughter was here today, and she saw this art exhibit, and we live in Wellfleet, and when she came home from school, she made us get in the car with her brother, and they drove all the way from Wellfleet down
goodness.
so that she could show them what she had seen. So of course I turned all the lights on and I went into the box office, and I could hear her. She was probably 10 or 11 years old, taking them through the gallery, explaining what had moved her that day. And to me, that's a fundamental part of our mission. If we touch one child through that profoundly, through artwork that is on our walls, or through a class, or through a theater production like Annie that we had in December, it's really powerful.
That
It's very
is amazing.
rewarding.
And you run some monthly events and different types of events too. It's not just theater and classes.
That's right.
There's other events there. Something with wine.
Something with wine, and it's actually grown into a very popular event. It's called Wine and Music Wednesday. It's on the third Wednesday of each month from 6 to 7:30. And we have a full liquor license at the center, so when you come there for an event, you can enjoy an adult beverage if you'd like during the show. And our wine purveyor chooses 4 different wines for the Wine and Music Wednesday each month, and so the idea is that you sample some wines, you look at the artwork, you socialize with other lovers of art or supporters of the center there, and there's live music. And so there are no speeches, there's no pitch, it's just a pure social, really wonderful
Hanging
event.
with friends, looking at art, drinking wine. I mean, what can be better on a Wednesday night in the dead of winter on Cape Cod?
And then after that is a free event at 7:30. You can go into the art studio next door, and we have a salon of shorts, which is basically, it's usually an open mic spoken word. Poetry, original writing. I think they have a 5-minute limit, but any talent is welcome. We're looking for plate spinners or jugglers to come in and do a little bit of that. We also have a series called Trespass Music Mondays that runs from March to November or December, and that is on the fourth Monday of every month, and it's a folk music series that happens in this, like a singer-songwriter kind of folk series. So that's another ongoing. The other free event that we have is called the Second Wednesday. We have something going on every Wednesday. The Second Wednesday Theater. And what that is a free staged reading of a play that we're not producing on the main stage for one reason or another, but someone really wants to have this play read and performed live. And that happens at 7:30 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month.
Wow.
Yeah.
So much going on. People say there's nothing to do on Cape Cod in the winter. Well, do it in Cotuit. We've just proved them wrong.
That's right, absolutely.
Now, is there any other event that you can think of that you might want to talk to us about today?
There's something's been on my mind.
There's something on my mind.
And I just can't figure out. Oh, my goodness. It's the 15th year of the annual Poetry and Chili Festival at Cotuit Center for the Arts. And I believe, because this was before my time, that it started as a chili festival, and or I think there was the desire to have a poetry reading. Okay. And so one of our former members said, well, how the heck are we going to keep people to come out in the winter and hear poetry? Well, let's have some chili.
Let's have some chili.
So it's grown into this really incredible event.
15 years, I can't believe it's been that long.
I know. And this year, the really exciting thing is that the poets are all invited. Yep. So there are 12 or 15 invited poets who are all writing or reading poetry that has to do with heat, like hot and spicy.
Oh, nice.
Anyone can enter the contest for the chili. There's a form on the website to fill out. And we have prizes for the best chili, prizes for the best decorations of where the station is. All the chili is on the balcony of the theater. The poetry is on the stage, so everything happens in the same area. So you're right there in the middle of all of it. And then after the poetry, we always have live music and dancing. So this year, Sarah Swain and the Oh Boys, I know. My girl Sarah. Sarah Swain and the Oh Boys are the featured performers for the Chili Fest.
Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to take a cab up and back.
Yeah, and then the following week, because we for the past few years have had
and
Chandler,
that's in March.
It's March 7th.
March 7th, okay.
And the following weekend, we have Chandler Travis's Philharmonic, which is his big band.
Wow.
And he has performed at the Chili Fest the past few years with a trio.
Yep.
So we've wanted to, finally have like the big band. So there's so much going on. And then I just forgot another March thing. We have a Sunday gospel brunch, which is
I've just heard about that, yeah.
And in March, it is the Berkeley Gospel Choir from Berkeley College in Boston. There are going to be 15 to 20 members of this chorus that come down. It's a potluck, so at 11 o'clock, people come in, they bring food, we eat together in the art gallery, and then at noon, everyone goes in the theater, and we have church. We have Cotuit Church.
Oh my
and
goodness.
It is amazing, like good old Southern gospel roots.
You gotta love it.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. Wouldn't you believe, again, when we look at Cape Cod and the theater, there's no shortage of theaters on the Cape. On the Mid-Cape, obviously, the Cotuit Center for the Arts is doing a lot of different things. It's not just sitting in a seat and watching a play anymore. There's a lot of interactive pieces to it. I'm going to invite you back on a regular basis, David, so we can make sure that everybody knows all the different things that are happening up at Cotuit Center for the Arts. I'd like to thank you for being here for today, obviously, and I can't wait for the Chili Fest.
Yeah.
Sarah Swain, I'm a groupie.
Yeah,
I love her.
Me too.
I'm Paula Hersey. This is What's Happening. Do it in Cotuit.